Now in this video I'm going to show you how to view your DVR on your system. That is, if maybe like you have the DVR somewhere on the network and then you have your system on the same network and you want to view your DVR from wherever you are. So this is you're going to use two tools. There are two softwares, that's SADP and IVMS. Now these tools come with IP cameras and NVRs, and some of them come with DVRs, but you can always download them online if you don't have them. So IVMS was 200 and SADP. It comes with IP cameras mostly. It doesn't really come with analog cameras. Now you get SADP. I'm going to teach you with SADP, IVMS, and Safari. That's a web browser. Safari is actually better and easier to use than all other browsers. That's why I'm using Safari for you. Now when you log on to SADP, you can remember in our training I told you that you can also install IP cameras and analog cameras. So these are the IP addresses of the two IP cameras, and then this is the IP address of the DVR. Now the DVR is 1.120, and then these are two IP cameras. Now let's just go straight to IVMS. Now when you open IVMS, you have to enter in your login credentials. You do that by yourself, create the new, and then this is what you see first. So after seeing this, there are two tools or three tools you have to use, only that you need to use here. This device management, main view, and then remote playback. That's for playback. Now device management, when you come to device management, operates like SADP. You can see two IP addresses. You can see three IP addresses actually. That's there are three IP addresses there that you can see. Now so you select the one for the DVR. Once you select the DVR, even all the cameras on the NVR, including the IP cameras, would show, since we have already installed them in the DVR. On how to install with the DVR. Now you just there are two ways to do it. You either drag drop or you click add to client. That's after it highlights the one you're adding. So you just give it a name, DVR, then you enter the admin, the username and the password. That's the admin username and the password for the DVR. Then you wait for it. Importing succeeded. One thing that you must remember is to use this, you need to go to your internet icon here, and then come to open network sharing. Click on, if you're using local area or you're using wireless, whichever one, you right click on it. That's if you are sure that it has not been done on your system, or whether you're on the same network or not. So you come to properties. That's if it doesn't show, if it doesn't work that way, you come to properties, come to IP version 4, you enable this, and then you take note of the IP address that you have on the stuff, which is 192.168.1. For instance, the IP address we have here is .120. Now you can see that the only different number here is the last digits. The first three, that's 192.168, they are always the same. That's how it's supposed to be on a network. And you can't have the same this on the same on the same network. It will be IP, it will be a conflict of IP address. So you can assign 5 for instance. Just click here and then click OK, and then close it. So that way it's gone. But this is showing strong already, so it will show. You do not really need to worry yourself about it. Then you come to control panel, and then you do remote view, and you drag your DVR drop, and that's it. You have all your cameras showing. Here you can change the number of screens you want to see, and then you can also manipulate this, drop this here, drop this here. It is completely up to you. You could decide to close all of them, you could decide to stop all of them from showing, change your screen to 4, drag whatever you want to watch, drag, drop, drag, drop, and then you come down to the IP camera, drag, drop, drag, drop. So you don't really have to do one. Now this is something else. How that's exactly how it is showing on the screen. You have I mean, different choices of then you can also configure your DVR from here. You just come to group, you will see the DVR here, so you can modify, you can change it from all this camera. One DVR you are seeing, you can just change it to DVR. The first one has changed, so you that has changed, but you can do remote configuration for everything. You click on remote configuration and it will come out like the way it is on the DVR. All the things you can set on the DVR, this is it here: general, time, system management. This is where you restore your DVR to default and do all that. This is camera. This is where you have analog and IP cameras, like I explained to you initially. This is where you can also add an IP camera. This is where the IP addresses, the network and everything, and then here is where you can do your remote surveillance. Now with IVMS you can also view a device that is offline. I mean, a device that is online, that is on your HIC Connect in another location. All you need to do is just come to HIC Cloud P2P device, click on login and enter the HIC Connect username and password, and your device will come up here. So I believe I've been able to touch all that I needed to do. Now the next thing is going to, so you come to the web browser. I think our IP address is .120, yeah, so .120, you type it there and then you let it go and wait for it. Just going to close this one. .120. Okay, so you cancel, you enter your admin 123 and log in. Wow, how do I keep making mistakes with that password? Admin 123. So you check it, okay, and then you have your view. But this is not the first thing that shows. It would ask you to download the plugin to view the camera you want to, to view it. So when you download that plugin, to restart your browser and you're good to go. So to play all of them, you can just click play all here and everything will show. You can also still drag and drop, but it will be a little bit slow if you try to drag and drop. And you can select which cameras you want to view from here. Just select which one you want and which one you do not want. It would go off, as you can see. Can close. Now I'm coming to configuration. Just hold on for it. Coming to configuration, you see everything the same way it is on the DVR here. So your DVR can actually be in a remote location, and then you're on the same network and you're able to do some connections on it from wherever you are. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video.